Well, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. We got a few people here already. Glad to see that. Let me say hi to some of my friends here. Jody, drone shots first today. Congratulations, you win. That new Flywoo, easy for me to say. Flywoo long range looks really cool. Jody, it was all I could do to keep from buying one of those things because that's all I've seen on YouTube. And you're right, it really does look like it's going to be a nice little drone. A lot of flight time, but then again, it's very light. It's got very small motors, 4-inch props, and we'll talk some more about that. Dan is here at Drone Worship. Good to see you. How you doing, Dan? Chris. Yeah, you too, huh? You're looking at that one too. Pretty soon everybody's going to have one of those things. And AZ, there's a drone dude. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, dude? From one dude to another. Russell, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Tomas O'Sullivan. Good evening from across the pond. And my friend Mr. Bob Casey is here, also a dude in his own right. Good to see you, Bob. Agent K says, "Hey, stream hoppers." Yeah, that's it. We were all over in Mel's stream, and now we're here. How about that? Joe Blaylock, how you doing, man? Good to see you. And oh, Bill from Metro Drones. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday, Old Guys Workshop and Company. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Always appreciated. And where was I? Joe Blaylock, Agent K. How you doing, my friend? Always good to see you. And Artco Drone Solutions. Art is here, and he is in the green room as well. Jaybird, Joe, good to see you. Chris Hope is here. Hi, Chris. And Paulie, Mr. Drone Bum, one of the premier up-and-coming FPV pilots in our little community. Said Bill, Ray Kelly. How you doing, Ray? Good to see you. And Jim, Above and Beyond Drones. Good evening, my friend. How you doing? Let's see if there's anybody I missed. As I get down to the bottom of the list, Drone Bum, Metro, Jaybird, Metro, Drone Bum, Artco, Mike. Hey, Mike. Night Train is here. How you doing? Well, we're up to 21 people, and thank you so much. I appreciate the good start tonight, guys. I hope I didn't miss anybody in the chat. I don't think so, but here we are. Yeah, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that Flywoo thing. The names they come up for these things, the companies are great. Used to be, all the Oriental companies had names like Lucky Star or things like that. But and somebody, Quadalicious is here. One of Mel's flying buddies. How you doing, my friend? Is it Marcel? Was that what it was? Marcel, I think, something like that. How you doing? Good to see you. So here we are, FPV Workshop, and maybe we'll get some work done tonight. Who knows? In the meantime, it looks like somebody's very busy working in the background there. Let me bring in my friend Art. Hold on, Art. I have to get you your... There you go. Nice shirt.
Yeah, I got spiffy just for the show tonight.
Oh man, okay, good for you. Thank you, Art. Keeping the traditions. And Jaybird Joe, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Maybe I after all this I can buy myself one of those Flywoo.
There you go.
Flywoo Explorers is what they call it. Every drone reviewer that has ever done a drone, except for Bill, they don't send Bill these FPV drones that build a drone, but they do send all the FPV guys Albert Kim and Captain Drone, and one after drone camps, and one after another. They and miraculously, and who'd have thought that in every single one of those drone reviews, in the description is an actual link to buy that drone. Isn't that what an amazing coincidence that is?
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, what have you been up to, Arthur?
Well, I had the maiden flight of my Mavic Air 2 today.
How was she?
Awesome. Awesome.
Cool.
Just did a cursory flight, kind of a video on how to get everything ready for your first flight, and did a fly around the oh God, now I'm having a brain fart. That playground, the new playground that we've got.
Your audio is crackling a little bit.
It is?
Art, and I don't know if that's a function of the stream or if it's just you. So if somebody in the chat would tell me if my audio is crackling a little, that would help, because we just when everything seems like it's going great. Maybe you're overdriving it. Maybe you need to turn the gain down just a tad.
Turn it down just a tad bit. There we go. Yeah, I got the new update, so my next flight I'll be able to try out the new features that just came out in the last week or so on the Mavic Air 2. So
you were able to use the phone without having the SIM card in it.
Yes, that worked. Hey, thank you for telling me that. I'm like going,
well, we're trying to keep this stuff from you, Art. It's a conspiracy, but you find out sooner or later. So.
Well, that phone is now my dedicated drone phone.
That's a good idea. Yeah, the only problem is you can't live stream from it from out in the world. Yeah, if you don't have a SIM. But I have a couple of old phones. I use them for all kinds of things. One of them I use to play music.
Right.
It just sits right here in front of me, and it's a first generation Pixel, Google Pixel. Cool. And then I got another Google Pixel that I used to have and I used to use that I use to fly. I fly my Mavic Zoom with it. If I don't feel like using a Crystal Sky, I use it as the webcam for the thing. But none of these things have SIM cards or cellular service. They become just like tiny little tablets, and you can use them. You can use them for all kinds of things. Now it appears in this scene that my monkey has disappeared, and I can't find him. I can't find him. Oh, I know why I can't find him. I don't have him turned on. Where are you?
Oh, I wanted to mention.
There he is. There he is. He's where do you want to sit, Spank? You want to sit over here?
There you go.
All right. Cool.
In my flight, I showed the people you can't see the mountains from here because of all the forest fires going on. Mountains. It's so hazy outside. When I got out to my car to go to the grocery store, there was ash on the car.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah. So the fire that's near Grand Junction is now the 4th largest fire in state history.
Holy mackerel. Has it been that dry out there?
Yes, it has been dry. Yep.
And the good news is it hasn't burned up your piano.
Yeah, that's true.
I see that's back. Good to see. Somehow, Art, you don't look the same with a different background anymore. Sorry, guy. But oh yeah, top chat. You're right. I better put it in live chat. See what I missed.
Yeah, there you go.
Did I miss anything? Yeah. I usually do that first thing, but I was busy watching. I got everything set up, and then I was just sitting outside finishing up a cigar watching Mel, and I looked up at the clock and I said, holy cow, look out. Ran in here to get the, and I do appreciate the shout outs I get from Mel plugging my stream.
Yep.
It's very, very nice of him. Oh, look who's here. Pete Nunez.
Hey,
Pete Nunez, how are you, my friend? Pete Nunez is a fella I met at the park this morning.
Oh, cool.
Out flying at the park, met him for the first time, and he flies airplanes, RC airplanes. He's a good pilot
Right.
too. I saw him fly, and then he pulls a Phantom 3 Advanced out of his car. So he's a drone guy.
Oh, wonderful.
And he also had another small drone that he flew around kind of line of sight for a little while,
Oh, cool.
but I told him to come, and I told him the name of the stream is Old Guy in a Drone, and most people forget that,
Awesome.
and they can't find, but he actually remembered. So Pete, welcome, and Pete, this is everybody, welcome, Pete
Hey, Pete.
to the stream. Pete's not doesn't have a YouTube channel. He watches YouTube a lot, but he's
Right.
not a content creator, and not everybody has to be a content creator. So we will give Pete his wrench, his blue wrench, so he can be like the rest of us. And
Well, we
good to see
missed
you, buddy.
this earlier today, Mitch. Did you want?
Art.
You just wanted to give kind of a just chill out from all the political
Bing.
nonsense.
Bingo.
Okay.
Honest to God,
I
honest to
gotcha.
God,
I
Art,
get it.
I didn't have it in me to sit and listen to any problems, that I already know about. And no, and so I knew I was going to be in the doghouse for that, but I should have popped in and said hi everybody, and then just
Yeah,
left it
there
at
you
that,
go.
but no, I decided I had a really nice morning out flying, and
Well, good.
nothing upset me. I didn't watch the news. I didn't want to have to hear about all that stuff anymore, and
Yeah.
so I passed. But I obviously didn't miss your show last night because I was on it.
Hey, Ed. Welcome to the show.
Ed's here, and he's of course wisecracking like he does. Is this a drone channel or what?
Michael Blade.
Professor Dude, that's me. Michael Blade, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Did I miss anybody else new that came in? Well, Pete, I'm glad you came in. I hope you enjoy this, and we may even get to talk about drones and things like that. Drone days. Bob is here, and I don't. And where's Carlos? Where the hell is Carlos?
Yeah, where is Carlos?
I'll tell you where Carlos is. Carlos is burned himself out doing his first live stream today for 4 hours.
Oh God.
And you know how Ed Love My Drones does the live fly-in live stream where he yeah, well, Carlos just gave Ed a break today and decided he'd actually host the thing. Ed was there, and they all did flying, and I spent a couple hours in that stream with those guys, and that's always there he is, Carlos, back from the sky, resting
There
my
we
butt.
go.
Yeah, well, no excuses, Carlos. I mean, get your tired butt in here. We want to see you. Ray Kelly, who else? That's it. I think I got everybody. So, yeah, I flew to, now that I've got that auto launch business figured out, and I don't know how many of you guys saw the video that I posted about the iNav auto launch, and I think that might be a narrowly focused topic that most people
Cool.
in our community might not click on because they go, I don't care about iNav, and I don't care about iNav auto launches. But
Right.
I'm hoping there is a big community out there that is not part of our community, and I'm kind of hoping that as I put more and more of that kind of content out, that the search algorithms in YouTube will send some fixed wing guys my way, and we'll see. But I think it got 50 or 60 views.
Oh, cool.
But come on, guys, it's me. You should want to watch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I actually finally figured that out, and it was tricky to figure out all the different settings. I
Yeah.
won't talk too much about that, because we don't have a big INAV crowd. But the biggest
Right.
the biggest mistake that I was making is there is a setting that tells the flight controller how long to wait before it starts the motor after it senses the inertia of the throw.
Oh, yeah.
There's another setting that tells it how much inertia it needs to meet the threshold. You
Right.
don't want the motor starting when you breathe on it. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't want the motor starting before that prop on the back end of that thing has gone past your hand so it doesn't cut your fingers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
getting those two settings correct was where the challenge was, and I finally figured it. One time in trying, I don't think I have a video of it, but that black AR wing that I
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
you've seen that, the wing. I had it set to auto launch and I had it armed, and I took the thing and I gave it a big heave, and it glided down. The motor didn't start. It
Mhm.
landed. It sat there for a second. Then the motor started, and it started scooting all over the ground until I disarmed it. And I said, "No,
Well,
that's
you
not."
got a better throw than Mel does. Remember that? I mean, that looked like a Fauci throw.
Oh, well, with these props on the back of these things, I mean,
Right.
here's a bigger one. Okay.
Right.
So this is the Dart XL, and I'm gonna maiden flight this tomorrow morning. I've got it all set up. Been waiting to actually try this until I have gotten that auto launch business perfected, because this has got a big motor and a 9-inch prop back here that's sharp as
Yeah.
hell. And when you heave this thing like this, that prop can hit your hand
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and cut you up pretty bad. So a lot of guys throw these things by holding on to the wings sideways and trying to toss them, but I've never had any luck doing that.
Right.
So I got the settings, and I put all the same auto launch settings in this thing, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. The
Well,
good
you
news
need
is
kind of like a launch ramp that has a spring or a weight drive, kind of like
I've seen
the old
guys
Kitty Hawk. Where when
I've
they
seen
launched
guys try that, Art. I've seen guys try that, and more often than not, it goes terribly wrong. And the
Oh,
thing goes off the side of the ramp or does something
oh,
or
yeah.
or the
Okay.
or the bungee doesn't unhook, and it gets out there and then snaps it right back and wrecks it in a
yeah.
million pieces. So I think the
Yeah.
simplicity of it is just give it a nice little heave, and we'll see what happens. So I am going to wear the hat camera
There-
for that, and I'll have the goggles ready. But I think on the first flight, once it successfully launches, I'm just going to go right into a line of sight flight, so that I can trim it out and everything
There
before
you
I
go.
actually and get all those things set before. But the problem is you're by yourself. I throw with my right hand. The
Right.
right hand stick on the radio is the important stick in a launch. The throttle you can set, and it'll stay
Yeah.
right where you put it.
Right.
So you throw the thing, and then you got if you don't have an auto launch setting or anything that stabilizes it, you got to be right on the radio.
Right.
So
Right.
so the best thing in a case like that is to have somebody else
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
launch it for you. But the last
Mm-hmm.
time, one of the guys out there launched one of these things for me. He cut his finger on it, and I felt really
Oh
really
boy.
bad about that. So, and Pete says, "What time am I flying?" I will probably be out there by about 8 o'clock in the morning, Pete. And if you'd like to come out, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. In fact, if we get Carlos out of bed, not Carlos, but Jim out of bed,
Yeah.
maybe
there
he'll
you
come
go.
out tomorrow morning at
Mhm.
8 o'clock. But I don't think so. I don't think so. So anyway, that's that project. I do
Cool.
have all the pieces and parts for the Cinewhoop build that I talked
Oh,
about
cool.
last week. I got the motors. I got the In fact, if you'd like, well, if we run out of what to talk about, I'll break out some of the parts and show you
Hey, we got
what I
Jerry
did get.
in the chat.
Hey, Jerry
Grown up
Cavalry, how you
says.
doing, buddy? Good
Yeah, I
to
haven't
see
seen
you.
him.
Yeah, good
in-
to see you, my friend. Yeah, we got 29. I see 29 people in here. Come on, let's make
Oh,
that
nice.
30 people. And of course, if any of you guys in the chat have any particular subject you want to talk about,
Mhm.
by all means, throw it in there or come into the panel. I always, anybody that's interested in going through some different beta flight settings or INAV settings or
Right.
any of those things, I realize that what we have in our community is primarily camera drone guys that want to get into FPV.
Right.
But once you do get into it, you'll realize that how helpful it is to understand
Right.
what all these CLI command for binding, says Bob at Drone Days. Okay, the basically the only receivers that you can throw into bind mode with a CLI command are the small SPI receivers that are in the tiny whoops. And if it's one of the newer ones, you just hook it all up, you go into the CLI, and I believe the command is RX underscore bind. And then if it worked, it'll come back and tell you binding. Bob, I don't think you can, and I may be wrong, I've never done it. And you know, keep in mind, I'm only one step ahead of you guys in learning this stuff. I think you're going to need to push the bind button on the XM Plus because it doesn't have the same serial connection to the two-way serial connection to the flight controller. You've got an S bus, maybe a telemetry. No, the XM Plus doesn't even have telemetry. So you've got just an S bus connection, which is a one-way from the receiver to the flight controller. And in order to control anything, it has to have a two-way serial connection, both an RX and a TX, kind of like your video transmitters do. If you want to control the channels and power of your video transmitter using, say, smart audio, then you have to have that transmit from the flight controller going
Right.
into the receive on the device you want to control. And there is no path. Now, the SPI receivers do have that path, so the Betaflight can communicate with them. So push the bind button and go through that drill. And speaking of a drill, the man who finds more lost quads in any short period of time that I have ever seen in my life. Guess who?
Huh. No.
Ed.
I have got
Ed, Mr. Ed.
You set a whole new record today, Ed. How you doing, buddy?
I am a trendsetter.
You are a trendsetter, and that was a great stream today. It was very enjoyable.
I think Carlos did a good job. So what Carlos told me was that, all right, Ed, if you go on first, I'll follow behind. So I'm waiting for Carlos.
Your
There
voice sounds terrible. Is
Yeah,
everybody
you
else hearing
sound a
that?
little. You look a little sleepy.
Is that
I've
your
been
voice
running my
scratchy, or is that
mouth
the
a
microphone?
lot.
Okay, so it is your voice. It's not the audio.
It's-
Wow.
It's
Ed is
not a-
hammered. It says off-axis FPV. That's all right. We like hammered people here too. There you go. Okay. Well, welcome, Ed. Good to see you. Let me continue on the story of my great TBS Crossfire purchase. You all remember me talking about the vendor I bought it from, going round and round with them. I did.
Oh, yes.
I did get the credit card company did reverse the charges on that for me, and I doubt that the vendor will fight it. And then, of course, last week, Arizona Drone Dude kind of turned me on to Defiance RC. He said, well, because the Heli Nation guys told me, well, these things aren't in stock, and we don't expect them to be in stock, in the next 100 years. So even if we had one, we couldn't do anything about it, and the post office lost your package that was never shipped. So you remember that story. So well, before I finish the story, there he is.
Yeah.
How's your voice?
I'm good. La 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 la.
Oh, your voice.
Figaro.
Okay, good. So
Hello, Ed and Art.
on Thursday of this last week, I remember we talked about it Thursday night. I said I went into Defiance RC and it said they had them in stock, and I was kind of hesitant to actually believe it. So I went and looked at all the other products they had to see if I could find anything that they actually listed as out of stock or pre-ordered, and I found a few. So I said, okay, they probably legitimate, and I ordered it, and 45 minutes later, I get an email that says it was shipped. So I knowing that they don't actually ship it, they print the shipping label, and that creates the tracking number, and in the systems it says it's shipped. So I said, okay. Well, guess what, guys? Saturday morning. Morning.
Awesome.
Saturday.
It's almost like Amazon.
Ordered it on Thursday. Regular, didn't pay extra, free shipping. Didn't pay extra for priority or express or any of that crap. 2 days from Alabama in my mailbox, and this is it here. And I'm gonna take you over to the work table, and I'm gonna show you what I got here. What's in this box for those of you that are Crossfire fans. This is what you get, and this was $119. Okay, now
Somebody's asking you if that's the light. Light what? I'm not sure. Is that the light? Nemo.
It's the new Micro TX version 2 module. It's not the real expensive Crossfire module that has the display on it and all that stuff, but this is the most popular one now. It works in any radio that has a JR bay, and in any of the jumper radios, Radio Master, Tyrannus, or any of those things. You control this with what they call a Lua script. So you go into your menu, you find the Lua script, you execute it, and then it takes you in, and you can change all the settings, upgrade the firmware on this. And the nice thing about the Crossfire system is if there was a receiver firmware upgrade, unlike FreeSky, where you have to take the thing out of your quad, solder wires onto it, plug it into the back of your radio, of your radio, and flash firmware. This will actually tell you when you turn it on that there was an upgrade to your receiver, and it flashes it over the air to the receiver in the quad, so you don't have to do anything. And this has a USB-C port on it.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
And what?
I was just saying hello to Chris. Just Me Hop just came in.
Okay.
As well as Nemo, whatever.
Okay.
Mitch.
So this you plug into the software the TBS has called the TBS Agent, and that works kind of like DJI. In fact, it looks a lot like the way they do it. It tells you what the latest version of the firmware is, and the what version this is on, and do you want to what?
Aggie RC from England just joined you, Matt. Sorry, I didn't mean to break in.
And rigor mortis.
We were hoping you were going to come into Carlos's stream, Aggie, but yeah.
Okay, Rigger, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I'm glad you made it. Thanks for coming in. Let me go ahead and give you a blue wrench so you can fit right in. Rigger did some great flying today on Carlos and Ed's little.
Nemo
show
said
there.
Crossfire updates the receiver wirelessly too.
Over the air, correct. So in this kit for $119, you do get the brand new version 2 of the Micro TX module, and you get 3. Count them. One of these is a mod for the QX7 radio that I don't need, but you get 3 of the nano receivers, and these things are just, they're about the same size as an XM Plus. You can
Right.
see the size. You can see the size of them there, based next to my thumbnail. Very, very tiny. You get 3 of these. You get 3 of the Immortal. They call Immortal T antennas, and you also get 3 of the wire antennas with it too. So you can, the wire antennas, it has both poles on it as well, but you get
Art,
that.
somebody's complimenting your shirt there, Art. Mr. Robert
Well, thank
Wade.
you.
Oh yeah,
Thank you very much.
Art's with it tonight. Anyway,
It's
you
kind of
get
like
all of this
Ninja.
stuff.
Anyway, go ahead.
I'm glad I'm trying to talk here.
Okay. I have a
You
question.
get, yes.
So, what? Okay. I want to know why there is this obsession with going farther, and
I think it's penetration more than distance. I hope, but I
Okay,
got you.
okay,
People,
well,
everybody wants to go far.
of course that's what all the women say.
No, that's
Yeah.
everybody's looking to go far. I don't know why.
Penetration is very important in many aspects of life, and
All right, a really quick special hello to Drone Doctor.
Wait a minute.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, Dr.
right,
Drone.
now-
I'm sorry. Dr. Drone. Hello, Dr. Drone.
discretion. Yes, viewer discretion. No.
Rick Halper, hello.
Oh, hey Rick, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
That
How you
was
feeling?
well played, by the way, Mitch. I love
Hey,
it.
what the hell? I got all these. I got buttons here, man.
Put 'em
and
to use,
with all
right?
with all these buttons, I gotta push them every once in a while. So.
Hello, Rick Albert.
So,
Excellent.
How are
yes,
you, bro?
Ed, there's
Drone Doctor. Dr.
a
Drone.
community. There's a community of fixed wing pilots where long range is everything, and these guys fly 5, 10, 15, 20 miles out, and of course they need a receiver, a transmitter.
No, I get that with a fixed wing. I really totally
Yeah.
do.
And drone pilots. Why is everybody with a Mavic always posting videos? I flew 5 miles. I flew 4. There is an obsession, even though it's against the law, with flying these things, seeing how far away you can fly them. But that's not why most of the pilots use Crossfire. They use racing pilots use Crossfire, and they're not going very far away at all. And it is about the penetration. In other words, if you're flying through and around and you're behind trees and all that other stuff,
Yeah, Brandos,
yeah, in the concrete, you're not going to fail safe. You very rarely fail safe with it. So I've been
but I
using
just don't see. I just don't see you doing that yet, Mitch.
no, but I want.
It's a new
if I'm
toy.
gonna
It's a new toy. Let him play. Come on.
Have you ever done a bando, Mitch?
No, I haven't done a bando, not yet.
Neither
And
have I. So it's okay.
I probably won't do a bando. But I'll tell you what. Dr. Drone says Crossfire is sensitive. I've burned 2 nano receivers. Oh, okay. Well, I guess you gotta. I haven't heard that, Dr. Drone. I haven't heard that. So we'll have to be careful. Also, Nemo says it's also latency.
Yeah, so did me.
The latency
Yeah,
is lower.
Crossfire is supposed to
lower
not have
latency.
any latency.
Now, this new system, this new Ghost system from Immersion RC is supposed to also be an incredibly low latency system. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. At any rate, I thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and for
Well,
119
you're-
bucks to get the whole thing with 3 receivers.
You're
was a hell of
willing to give anything a go, aren't you, Mitch?
well, within reason.
Other than his neighbors. He doesn't like his neighbors, though. He won't give them a chance. What
For
is
no purpose necessary
Mihawk
for valid
say?
at participating locations, void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing hard.
And that about puts my policies out there for everybody to hear.
Yeah,
I got
lower latency seems to be the
Lower latency is important, and it's
And the
particularly
penetration,
important to
yeah.
these race drone guys that are trying
Well,
to whip through
I
these
will
gates
tell
at
you this.
90 miles an hour.
Lower latency only helps those with people that have brains faster than the latency.
Which of course
I
is
know
me.
that from
Which of course
personal
is of
experience.
course that's me. So
It's the
that-
Professor
that's-
Dude.
that's
Who else?
fine. Professor Me, yeah. Now Nemo asked what the maximum power on this is.
Right.
Okay, this thing has a maximum right now of 250 milliwatts, but I just watched one of these guys who disassembles these things. You know, there are people who get this stuff, and the first thing they do is they have to take it all apart and engineer types and check out the guts of the thing. And
Right.
the chipset that is in the transmitter module of this is a 500 milliwatt chipset, whereas the original version 1 of the Micro TX module only had 100 milliwatt maximum. This probably, everybody's saying very shortly, once it's been out there for a short period of time, that it will get a firmware upgrade to open up to 500 milliwatt. You need 500 milliwatts on these things like you need a hole in the head. Most of the time, there is a mode in Crossfire you can set that basically monitors the link quality and changes the output level only when it's needed. So
Right.
most of the time
Do
these
what?
things are running, most of the time these things are running 10 milliwatts. And then if the link quality starts to go down, it might up it to 100 milliwatts. You can put it in that automatic mode and not worry about it. I'll probably run it in the 250 milliwatt because that's not that
So
much.
the dynamic Nemo goes, it puts out more power when it detects that the signal strength is low. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yeah, and well, the R9 does that too. The R9 from FreeSky will do 1 watt, 1,000 milliwatts, and it has
Right.
Hey,
it,
Mike,
has,
know-
it has the same mode.
My radio screams at me all the time on the Tinyhawk too, but I've yet to fail safe on it.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's telling you that it's critical and all that, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
one
right
of the
at the edge.
problems.
It's off.
That's one of the problems with those SPI receivers and the one tiny little antenna. They don't, and those things aren't designed to fly that far away from you. Yes, Carlos.
I want to say hi to Mr. RC Fun Diversions. He came in to join you. And who's the
How
other
are you,
person?
sir?
Night Train. Was he here earlier? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
but
Mike.
he's here
we always
also.
said hi to Mike.
Okay,
and,
that was
uh,
it. Sorry, just
Hey.
greeting your guests. Greeting
Back
your
in
Nemo
guests.
regular
says the
program.
light. Nemo says the light does 2 watts. He says, "Yep." Nemo obviously knows more about Crossfire than I do because I'm kind of new to it. But I just thought for this the deal that they had on these things now, it couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt to have them. It doesn't matter to me whether I put an R9 or a Crossfire in. I am going to put the Crossfire. My first build with the Crossfire is going to be that Cinewhoop that I'm building because it does have the DJI Vista in it, which has tremendous range, and it is a Cinewhoop. It's designed, to fly
Right.
stable and relative, not rip around with, and that's a quad that it might be nice to be able to go out a mile with or more and not have to worry about losing your video or losing your radio link to it. It will have a GPS in it though for GPS rescue in case it does have some problems. But I think that'll.
My rule is to fly as far as you're willing to walk if you crash.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's my rule. A mile is nice, I guess. I don't know.
Too many times I fly further than I would like to walk. Let's put it that way.
Thomas Ariel says, because I got Crossfire, do I need the Crossfire module for the goggles? No, Tomas, this is not the video part of the system. This is the radio link from your transmitter with the sticks to control the actual drone. So no, you don't need, it has pretty much nothing to do with the goggles. And are you talking about the
Which
the
is the other
DJI
Fire?
goggles?
There's a Fire for goggles. There's Crossfire for the receiver. Which is the Fire that people use?
Oh, Crossfire is a receiver module.
Right, but who's the other Fire that they use for goggles? What's the other?
Listen,
There's something else Fire that they use for goggles. Anybody know?
the
who?
limiting factor is always how far you can get away from you and still see. If you got Crossfire and you can go out 2 miles further than your video will go, then
It's useless.
you gain nothing.
Right. But
Rapid Fire. That's what I'm thinking of. Rapid Fire.
Rapid Fire,
That's
is
the
the
goggles.
module for the goggles. Now I've got the TBS Fusion module in my adapter here.
Of course,
It's feeding this is a module similar to Rapid Fire, in that it
Thanks,
doesn't
guys.
just do diversity. It actually takes the signals from the two antennas and combines them frame by frame using the best part of each. And you've seen the DVRs of my analog feeds. It works out great. And I just got this new antenna for it. This is a Menace RC antenna that's like 6 inches tall, which is nice because it sticks up above your head. So if you're flying behind you, your head doesn't block out all the signal to the goggles. Yeah. But I thought I'd give Crossfire a try. It's probably nice to have a backup system anyway in case something happens. If that.
So, Mitch,
Where is it? Yes.
are you
Yes.
going to do a module, or are you going to get that new radio that's made specifically for Crossfire?
No. This is it right here. Basically, I take my jumper. I pop out the. Easier said than done. I pop out this module. This is the R9 module.
Put the other one in.
I plug in the Crossfire module. Now I have a Crossfire radio. And then I just basically, for that particular model, whatever I'm flying, I go into the setup. When it asks what kind of system, I select Crossfire instead of R9, and then I use the Lua script in this radio to change the settings on the module, like there's certain channel mapping, or that's the receiver. Anyway, I have not done the Crossfire yet. I did watch one video on how to set it up. It's pretty straightforward. So I'll let you know. But that's all you
We
need
need
to
a
do.
few
So-
more. Go ahead.
I'm getting ready to post a snarky comment.
Probably, yeah. No, but it's no big deal if you're out at the flying field to take this module out and snap this module in.
No, that's
If you
quick.
want to change, it basically changes the whole entire system. Eventually,
Wait a minute.
maybe
Oh yeah. Never mind.
maybe we won't ever settle on one, because just when you think you got the best thing on the market, then they come out with something that's leaps and bounds better. So,
Yep.
like, just when everybody tells you how great Crossfire is, this new Ghost comes out. The new Ghost system comes out.
Mm-hmm.
That may have certain advantages
Yeah.
over even Crossfire. It's supposed to have latency that's faster. It's on but it's on a 2.4 gigahertz, and that flies in the face of the fact that the lower the frequency, the longer the range of a radio signal. And yet in listening to the guy who invented it, it made a lot of sense about why that's better. And one of the reasons is that the 2.4 gigahertz band, the bandwidth of allotted legal channels is much wide, 10 times wider than the 900 megahertz band. And it turns out that if you got 15 guys at a race all flying crossfire, there are some problems because you only have 2 megahertz width from the lowest channel to the highest channel. So supposedly this new system is going to alleviate that. We'll see. We'll see. Ed was right. It's a new toy, you know. Just
But why not?
something different.
That's right. Why
and
not?
Why not?
RC Fun Diversion says, why do you need crossfire? I can fly 4 football fields away with a micro FR Sky receiver at my jumper and my jumper radio.
Yeah.
It's penetration. It's not necessarily distance. I think it's more for penetration.
No, but distance too. Like I said, if I've got an airplane and I want to sit my ass down in a chair in the park and go fly out in the country and go exploring a mile or 2 or 3 miles away, and I've got a digital video feed that's good for 5-6 miles, I want to make sure that and the R9 should do it. It's designed to do it, and I've been happy with the R9. But again, I have to still buy receivers for all these new things because I don't seem to wreck any of the old ones. Like, you know, for some reason, I don't wreck these things. I just
Mitch,
keep
if you had to guess,
accumulating them.
if you had to guess, what's the furthest you flew from yourself? Half a mile? I mean, you know, where you fly?
No, pretty close to a mile.
Is it a mile away?
I've had
That's cool.
trouble finding my drone with 10 feet away. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Well, but that's you, Ed.
Yeah.
But that's you.
You're supposed to be using the goggles, Ed.
Use the goggles, less beer.
Yeah. Speaking of goggles, you see, I wonder where Mel is today. He's been flying his airplane.
Oh, yeah.
He actually flew it with the goggles and.
Right. And
And
then he
then
knocked
he,
out the front gear.
Yeah, I saw that. But
Yeah.
well, what are you going to do? You know,
I think some of you guys need to hit the like button. That's what I think. Go ahead, Mitch.
Rigor Mortis says beer goggles.
Beer goggles.
Tomas says, you see the FPV quad that Captain Drone showed today. Yeah, we were 18-minute flight, 4S1000. Yep, that's the Flywoo. Love that name, Flywoo. The Flywoo Explorer. And no shortage, we were talking about that. And I didn't buy one, and I don't need one. And with the DJI Vista system in it, and no receiver, or with the crossfire, it's $330. Now,
Wow.
almost half of that is the DJI system, because you can buy the thing for $149 or with $149 with a regular analog camera in it, or $169 or something like that. But let me FLYWOO. Let's take a look at that. Flywoo Explorer. Let's see if I can find Flywoo's site. Flywoo.net. Here we go. So let me bring that up over here and make myself larger. And here it is from $299. And this is what they're talking about. And this thing is it's got 4-inch props, but if you look at them, they're 2-bladed props, and they're held on with 2 screws like you'd find on a much smaller quad, and they're much smaller motors. They're not the kind of typical motors you'd find. So basically, it's like it's pretty akin to a 3-inch Cinewhoop in components that they stretched out to 4 inches. I guess that makes it a little more stable. And then they threw the Cadex Vista system in it, which is the light DJI system. And with the battery, the whole shooting match is 250 grams, less than 250 grams, which is the magic number these days. So they're having this flash sale, 8% off, ends in 16 hours. And if you see the, what's the price on this here? Here it is, $299 is no goggles, no batteries, the plug and play for the DJI. Now they say the plug and play DJI remote control, and the reason they say that is because the CADX Vista system has the receiver already built into it, and since they can't take the receiver out of it, they're turning that into a feature. But in order to use that, you have to have the DJI FPV transmitter, which I think most people who fly DJI don't use their transmitter. They use their own transmitter. They use Crossfire. They use FreeSky or something like that.
Really? Think so?
Yep. You watch all the videos, and the guys flying most of the guys who bought
Flying
into
their
the
own
DJI
control.
system were already FPV guys that already had established themselves with a system like Crossfire or those things, and all they wanted was the air units and the goggles, which is what I did when I bought my system. I bought the air units and the goggles. So they're telling you that the DJI remote control will work with it. Yes, it will, without having to put an additional receiver in. Or you can put the XM Plus in it, which they charge $10 for. You can put the FreeSky R9 in it, which they charge $20 for. Or you can go to,
Now.
they are sold out of the TBS Crossfire version. Look at that.
Right.
They got a line through it. That was $25, $26 more. So they've already sold out of. What does that tell you? It tells you a lot of guys are buying this thing, and most of the guys that are buying it with the Crossfire receiver. Now, if I got one, I would just buy the no receiver and just put my own receiver in it. That would be the easiest thing. Then I could either put a R9 or Crossfire in it. And then, of course, they want to sell you the goggles, they want to sell you batteries, they want to sell you all this other stuff. But this, I actually watched a guy, and he actually did get 18 minutes, got closer to 19 minutes of flying time with that 1,000. But it's 200. It's a very light little quad.
That's a long time to fly. One time.
It is. One of the nice things they did is they put this big, tall antenna on it, which is really neat because it'll get that DJI signal. Now the Vista only has one antenna, whereas the
Problem with that
actual
antenna is
air unit.
if you get close
Gunshot
to
says,
something.
"Go down, Mitch. Go down. Go down. Go down to what?
Go down on the page.
You may also like. No, you want to go down on the pictures?
It's all pre-order.
Oh damn! It's all pre-order.
Oh, I think Chris said it's all pre-order.
Really? Where does it say that?
I don't know. I'm just
Because
reading
it tells you
chat.
that it says buy it now and add to cart here. So, and you'd think that
That
they
antenna
might have
sticks
it,
up
but that's
high.
one.
Though.
What's that?
The antenna sticks kind of high. You can kind of knock
Well,
that off.
that's
if you get
that's
close
a
to
plus. No, but that's a plus. This is
depends
not
what
a
you-
quad.
Go
Well,
ahead.
but again, this is a quad for cruising. You know, driving Miss Daisy style. That's what this is. It's a quad designed for cruising. It also comes with it has the GPS built into it too. You know, for $300 with the DJI system, it's really not a bad deal. But the thing that I'm going to be building, that Cinewhoop, is going to do what this does. So do I really, for all the times that I want to fly a mile away, low and slow and cruise, I have
Chris,
plenty of quads, I think.
Chris Mehop says add it to your cart to see. Then you'll see.
Add it to my cart. All right, add to cart.
All I'm saying is I don't
Check
want
out-
to be
check
flying
out.
up a mile away from my freaking house.
I think the only thing that's back ordered is the TBS one, the TBS version. If I select the TBS Crossfire version, it says
can't add
sold
it.
out.
No.
It says sold out. But if I select the basic one with no receiver, I can add it to my cart. Now I've got two of them.
Nice.
Cool, huh?
Yeah, remove.
Stock up, huh?
Yep.
I don't
Okay.
know if he's asking,
The
is it a
card
4S
is empty.
battery?
Yeah, it's designed to fly with. It'll probably fly with a 3S too, but yeah, they're speccing it with 4S batteries. And this guy Captain Drone, today,
In Canada.
you know him, Steve, up there in Canada. He went on and put a 650 little 650 4-cell and got over 10 minutes of flying around, which is amazing. But like Ed says,
All about
do you
flight.
really want to fly
About
for
what you do while you are flying. I'm just gonna say that.
I find I've got this Zod Drift little airplane, right, with the 2S lithium ion batteries in it, 3,500 milliamp lithium ion. This thing is a tiny little 250 gram airplane that weighs little, maybe 260, 70 grams with that battery in it. And it's not a heavy battery. It's two of those 18650 cells. It has an hour and a half flight time with those batteries.
Wow.
That's incredible.
After 10 minutes of flying it around, I'm
Right.
done, and I bring it in and land it.
I
So
know.
basic-
I get that.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, man. I'll be falling asleep out there in the chair. You'd be out
So-
there loitering around until it
Yep.
decided to land.
So basically,
It's
AZ
good.
Drone Dude says, why is Pages not showing the 8% off? Well, the $299 is the 8% off price, I believe. What happens if I click on Shop Now here? Takes me right back to the same page. From $299, we're going in circular motion here. Yep. So I believe that when you put it in when you add it to your cart, oh, it says 276. Oh,
you
it
just
is. They
noticed.
do give you the 8% off.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Flash sale.
All right. Now hit check
now-
out.
Do I have
Hit
to buy
the
it?
button, Harry.
You say they're telling me that I saved $23.99.
Yeah.
How could you
Right
not
there.
buy it?
How
Yeah,
could
how
I not?
could you not?
Whenever I see something like this, it reminds me of my father.
Uh-oh. Is that good or bad?
It's good. It's
Oh,
good
okay.
because it's a lesson that I wish I could have taught my ex-wife when she would come back from shopping, telling me that she saved me $1,000 today.
Oh, wow.
Because she spent
Uh,
$1,000 less than
yeah.
she thought she was going to spend.
Well, she saved me, and in fact, if I buy this quad today, I'm not spending $276. I am saving $23.99. I'm not spending the 270s. I'm saving money. And my father used to, whenever I put that to my father about something being on sale, he would ask me, look me right in the eye, and he would say, well, what are you going to do with the money you saved?
Spend it.
He said, what are you going to do with the money you saved? As if it was money. In other words, it's not. It's not money.
Put it in the bank account.
Yeah,
Pay
save
off
it.
the
Yeah.
debt.
What are you gonna? Where are you gonna invest this money that you saved? Because to him, saving money meant putting it away, not spending it.
Right.
Mitch,
Yes,
much
Aaron.
of what you just said is precisely why I've never been married.
Well, he liked it so much he tried it twice.
Joe Chat says, props, Stu. Can you have the page link in the chat? Yeah, I can do that now that I just closed it out. The timing was impeccable there. Let me do it again here. Let me say, and let's bring it back over to here, and let's
back over there.
go to
Share the
Banggood's.
page.
Oh, speaking of
Banggood's.
money, I'm sorry,
Banggood's got the one with without the DJI for $179. They got the. There's the. But the where is the?
Oh, God. back.
Where is the link for Flywoo?
Hey,
Oscar
Art, you do any
Lanford.
flying this week since last week?
Yes, I flew this morning. I flew my Mavic Air 2.
Nice.
Oh yeah, well that's real tough.
Did you,
Here you go,
fly for distance,
Mike.
up, far? Where'd you do? What kind of flight?
Just a cursory flight because it was my maiden voyage, and I did a video on how to prepare the drone for
Mhm.
flight because that thing is plastered with stickers.
Gotcha.
And I told him, it's very important. Take all those stickers off of your gimbal. Otherwise, you could damage the gimbal or have very poor performance from
But
your
did you-
video.
But you did fly it, though, you said.
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
took all the stickers off, and there's even stickers on the booms telling you, oh, this is for the A propeller, and this is for the B propeller.
Gotcha. All right, good. I'm glad that you got it up in the air.
Yeah. And I got some really nice video, and I've got some video of the mountains you can't see today because of the forest fires we got going up.
I heard you
It
saying
is
that
so-
to somebody. Yeah.
You could smell the smoke. You go outside, and you could smell smoke. And there's ash.
Farmland is art.
Mike at Night Train. I changed props. Wait a minute. Mike at Night Train. Mitch changes props when the grass stains them. Mike. Now, Mike. That's kind of presumptuous of you to even imagine that I actually might
Dirty your
stain
props.
a
Yeah,
prop
right?
in the first place. Yeah, don't you think? I think that.
How rude.
Yeah, how presumptuous. The CADX version AZ drone. Yeah, the CADX version is obviously going to be the better deal, but you got to have the DJI goggles to use them. And if you don't have those $529 goggles, it's going to be useless to you. There's a lot of guys that Night Train. I flew it yesterday on almost all my quads. Like it, but it's an adjustment from the QX7. You flew what? The Crossfire?
Radio Master, maybe?
Radio
I
Master.
think. If I had to guess, that's what
Yeah.
he's talking about.
Well, I've had the Jumper T16 for a while, and I absolutely love that radio, but I love it for different reasons than so many guys that are in this hobby. And the reason that I love it is because it feels like an RC radio. It's shaped like an RC radio. It's an exact copy of the Futaba, just like the FR Sky QX9 is an exact copy of a JR 9303. The Chinese knocked off the Japanese cases for these things, but the feel of that jumper. In fact, if you hold this up to an RC guy and say, at a distance, he'll tell you it's a Futaba radio, and it has to do with the thickness of it, the stick placement of it, the way that I hold, the fact that I fly as a pincher, which most old RC guys like I do, the fact that I can even pinching like this, all these other switches just fall right under your fingers. It's just a real comfortable, and it's so different than the QX7. The QX7 is wider. It's got, octagonal shaped thing. The gimbals, the throw on the gimbals is much further. You got to move it. They're bigger gimbals, and I don't particularly like that. So that's why I like this radio. And once the guys that go from the Free Sky, the 9 version, the one that looks like the JR radio, are more at home with this than those that go to it from the QX7. But this is the future, $150 radios from China that basically do anything.
Excuse me, Mitch, real quick.
Bind anything.
Ed, did you see the message that Rick Halber wrote? He asked you, love my drones, Ed, you prick.
Did you get some batteries on Friday?
Not that I'm aware of, Rick.
He'll check tomorrow.
I will
Okay.
check delivery tomorrow.
Tomas says that he bought the Radio Master from England.
I
could not wait
work
for the beta FPV one from China.
Saturday.
Don't interrupt
You're
Mitch.
much better off, Tomas. You're much better off with the Radio Master. It might be a little more complicated. Might have a little bigger learning curve for you, but you're going to be better off with that. In fact,
Thumbers.
I haven't bought one yet because, pardon me, nobody seems to have them in stock around here. But I was thinking that for the $139 that it is, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a good backup radio, very similar to the one that I have, in case
Wait a minute.
in case something happens.
You have a QX7S and you have this jumper
I do,
now.
yes.
So you want to back up to
but
the backup?
I hate the QX. Anybody want to buy a
I'll buy
QX7S?
it from you just for the hell of it. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll buy it from you. Seriously.
Okay.
Just to try that
Because-
big form factor feel that you guys like so much.
Well, they're great radios, and the S version, of course, is the better one. It has the Hall gimbals. It has better switches in it and everything. But yeah, I'll make you. Well, they say such a deal, such a deal.
He'll sell it to you for $1 million.
I'll give you a deal. Friend
Pesos.
of mine from Alabama used to have a funny saying. He used to say, "Son, I'm gonna give you a deal you ain't never gonna get rid of."
Uh-oh. That's scary. No. I'm just happy that Art was flying. That's all I care about. I want to
Yeah,
see Art
good.
flying.
Good for you, Art. Good for you. Yeah,
Art,
and I had a good
do you
time.
really think you're going to pursue the FPV with that Tinyhawk thing, or maybe it's better off in somebody else's hands that might actually? I don't think Rick.
Yeah,
think Rick would mind if, as long as it's being used. I don't think he would be insulted.
It'll get used. Now
Okay.
I've got tomorrow and Tuesday off, so I've got some time to go fly. It's just that when I'm working 8 hours a day, then I have to, get ready for my shows on the weekend, and then editing video. I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
But Art, your Art drone solution, you're not Art YouTube solution. So you have to fly drones to be the solution.
He's also Art's fishing channel. He's
And he
also
doesn't do
Art's
he even has a
cooking
cooking
channel.
channel
He's
and he's
also
not doing
Art's
that.
place
I don't know.
political channel. He's
Yep.
Art's a busy guy, but and he just got all these new toys to play with. He got
That's what I'm saying. You should be flying like crazy.
Yeah,
got an
I got
Autel
my
Evo.
Evo.
He got a
Evo, and that's a fun drone. The one thing I like about the Mavic Air 2, it's easier for me to pick up because the battery has those nubs on the side for you to take the battery off. Well, with my tongs, I could grab the drone and pick it up.
You wear thongs? What did you say?
Tongs.
Oh,
Like cooking tongs, not
I heard
tongs.
you. I'm just being silly. I'm sorry.
So
I did a narc.
AZ Drone Dude says he had to ship his T-18 back. A lot of guys, I've never been, I haven't even thought about the T-18. I watched a lot of the initial reviews and decided, along with people like Bardwell and so many others, that the Radio Master was the better of the two. And the only difference in capability is that the jumper has the 5-way, a 5-in-1 module, but the R9 part of it is not the same. It's a knockoff of the R9, of the real R9, and I didn't think I would trust it anyway. So I think if you can return that radio or just
Hey,
get rid
Adrian.
of it. Not that it's a bad radio. I think it's an excellent radio. And Jumper, I'm happy with mine. But they did have a problem. One of the problems that they had with that radio was the roller wheel was very touchy and seemed to skip 2 selections with 1 click and everything. But they supposedly fixed that with a firmware update. So we'll see. But I'm sorry to hear. I hate to hear anybody have any problems with.
Adrian Mateo has joined you, Mr. Rich. Just letting you
Adrian,
know.
yo, Adrian, how you doing? Good to see you, my
I
friend.
have to say, I gotta say, yo, Adrian.
Well, that's what everybody says. If you got the name Adrian, I'm lucky that nobody is old enough to remember all the crap I used to get with the name Mitch.
I know a
Sing-
word that Mitch rhymes with.
Sing along with Mitch. You don't remember Mitch Miller? You don't remember him?
Oh, Mitch Miller. Yes, Mitch Miller. Not the sing along part.
Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels.
Detroit
I used to
Wheels,
get that
yep,
all the
yep.
time. Yeah. Yeah, but most people today don't remember that. So I have
Kidding me?
less, I
Kids
have
don't
less
even know who
grief.
the Beatles are or what CDs are.
I know, that's just crazy.
So-
Well, we're all we're getting old.
I hate to tell you this, Mitch, but I don't remember any of that stuff.
Well, maybe in the morning when you feel better, you'll remember.
I know that.
I don't think it's that.
Oh man. But I wanted to, you guys were talking. I was showing a little video on my intro today, and to break it up, we're not talking about beta flight. We're not talking about any of that. So let me just do this, and this was that little the little drift. Let me see if I can get the whole thing in here so you can see. You can see all the readouts. There you go. Stop getting big, will you? There. This is that little drift, and I took it up this morning. If you look, it says 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
That's
Down there.
That's a little fixed wing, right, Mitch?
Yeah, that's that little. Why can't I get to the controls? Here we go. Well, we'll have to look at it this way. Yeah. So let's go ahead. And then I got tired of looking at the same old field where I always fly, right?
There you go.
And so I'm up at 169 feet. I'm loitering around the home point, and I said, all right, I'm going to walk to the other side of the trees and fly at the other side of the park now.
Okay, first of all, Mitch, while you're out there loitering around, this is when you're supposed to have a cold beer while it's out there loitering around.
Well, I don't drink beer, Ed, so but I did,
And not at 7:30 in the morning either.
but I did fire up my cigar. But in the meantime,
Well,
what I'm telling you is, while it's doing all this, I'm not watching it. I'm not flying it.
I know.
I'm getting my lawn chair, and I'm dragging my lawn chair over to the other side of the trees, so the trees aren't, and I can fly facing off in that direction where the water is. See, so I'm at the right down there in the lower right hand corner right now are the trees, and I'm walking in, and I'm setting myself up in the lawn chair under the shade of a nice tree to aim it out towards the other side of the park. Now you notice that my RSSI is 90. There on the lower left says 99. Now this is an R9 system, and so now I head north. You can see the compass there. Say I'm heading north, and I'm 6 minutes into the flight, and this is the kind of stuff that where I might say, if I can confidently go out a couple of miles flying like this, and know that I have video feed that's going to stay, and I was running this at relatively low video power, but if I had a DJI digital camera in this thing, then I know that I get a good solid video feed for 4 miles, 3, 4, 5 miles out, and I know that I've got 99% radio link out to 10 miles. Then I would sit in that lawn chair and I'd just go explore the countryside with this little 250 gram little airplane, and that would and I could put it into altitude hold mode and course hold mode and just sit back and watch the scenery go by.
Well, I mean, here's the beauty of all that too, Mitch, is that at any given time you can hit the GPS rescue switch or whatever if your VTX
Exactly.
crap.
Exactly, and you're going to see something like that right now, and it's not GPS rescue; it's actually return to home. It'll actually, but there you can see the size of this park. See, look at the size of this place, and nobody there. The place is empty. Look at all the parking lots. And this was on a Friday. Nobody. So I flew around for a while, and down in the lower right-hand corner, you can't see it because I'm in front of it. It says AH.
Right.
So I threw it into altitude hold mode. And then if you notice now, the OSD on the screen is changing. So I have 3 different on-screen display settings that I can change with a switch on the radio. One of them that shows me all of the stuff with this one here that shows me the PIDs, because the iNav has an auto tune feature, so you can actually throw it into auto tune and watch the flight controller change the PIDs to tune the thing as you fly it back, rock the sticks back and forth. It will automatically tune the quad for you. And then the other screen has all that information. So if I just want to watch the countryside go by, I can throw it into that third screen that just has a couple of little bits of information at the bottom and just go out there and explore with it. And it's very nice. It's the opposite of ripping. You know, it's very nice, relaxed.
Well, you
relaxed
do a
flying.
lot of opposite of ripping.
Good night, rigor mortis.
I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself.
We'll see you, Ed. Nice knowing you, and come back and see
Take
us
care,
again
Ed.
real soon.
Yeah.
Rigor mortis.
Just remember
good night.
who's got.
Rigor
Just
mortis
remember
is
who's
saying
got the
good
buttons, Ed. Oh, hey, Rigger.
I
Good
know.
to see you.
I
That was-
know. Well, I can't help myself at times.
I know. Listen. You're not the only one. I make a great.
He's having
point.
fun
That's
with you.
because
He's having fun with you.
I know. Look, if I took it seriously, he would be gone.
There you
I
go.
know. I know.
No, you can't get rid of Ed.
Night Train. Take care, buddy. Thanks for coming.
Take care,
Thanks for
Mike.
coming. Joe Blaylock's got a bug on a windshield. That's you shouldn't be. You're driving and watching the stream too. Wow. Now look at the video here. All of a sudden, for some reason, I was coming back. I wasn't that far away. My video just started getting all kind of interference like that. So
Something
what did I
buzzed
do?
you?
I clicked the return to home. Yeah, I just clicked the return to home switch till it cleared up. So there, see, it says en route to home. So it just I don't know why. I don't know what happened. It didn't happen for the rest of the flight. It very well may be that on the 900 megahertz band that I happen to be on with this R9, that some construction crew somewhere has got a very powerful base station radio trying to communicate with the guys in the field on a, and that's the problem with the 900 megahertz band. It's a very crowded band and it's very narrow.
Absolutely, yes,
and
it
there's a
is.
lot of stuff on it, which is the premise that this new Ghost Immersion RC is using, saying that their 2.4 gigahertz long range, low latency system is going to be better than Crossfire.
Well,
But
I mean, it's just like the there's a lot of Wi-Fi stuff that does 5.8 gigahertz as well, and that can screw with the 5.8 gigahertz signal you get on your goggles.
Oh, absolutely. And
Hey,
Joe
Mitch,
Blaylock made a good point. He said cell
Cell
towers
towers.
too close, because a
Oh,
lot of cell
yeah.
towers will broadcast in and around that 900 megahertz band.
Is
too.
5G
So
going to
that's
affect
probably,
stuff differently or no? You know, this 5G.
no,
that they're coming up with?
I don't think that'll make much
Exact-
difference.
Exactly.
We'll
You guys.
Let me tell you what's going to be really cool. That we can do now with LTE, with 4G. That when 5G comes out and the equipment starts to come out to make it possible, we'll be flying our model, our UAVs with a 5G link. There won't be any more 2.4 gigahertz transmitters or 5 gigahertz video transmitter links or any of that stuff. There'll be a 5G link right from our goggles and from our transmitter going into the 5G cellular system, and that'll communicate with our vehicle, which can go basically virtually anywhere, because it'll never be out of range of the 5G system.
So it's going to keep bouncing off of these 5Gs.
Different towers. Now, the only
Wow.
problem that would arise with
Latency?
the current technology is latency. Because you all know sometimes you get a cell call and it's got a hell of a delay in it. that's latency. Where you say something and 3 seconds later you get an answer. You even see it on news broadcasts when they got someone in the field, a remote in the field.
I thought that was to avoid somebody, like the 4-second, in case somebody curses, they
No,
can push the button.
that's latency. That's
Okay.
just pure latency.
I
So
want to say a quick goodbye to Baduga FPV. He's saying.
Oh, I
good
didn't even
night.
know he was here. Baduga, how you doing?
I didn't know he was here either.
I didn't see him.
Yeah,
That's
take care of Baduga.
Lewis, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. And MN
From
Paul.
From
MN
Portugal.
Paul's
Yep.
here. How you doing, my friend? We got a nice crowd here tonight.
I don't know why.
Well,
Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm doing an Ed. I'm
what
doing
can
an
I say? Well, it's not me. It's my panel. You guys are a big
No, it's
draw.
not Ed. That's for sure.
Well, you gotta have
Surprised
the
they stay
shark
when we
dress
got
guy.
here. Oh, it's the shark dress guy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So at any rate, that's for me. This diversity of all the different stuff I'm doing is
Right.
what keeps me going in the hobby, because I have a very low threshold of boredom.
No, I look, Mitch. I completely understand. I get it. And there's many times when Carlos there, because Carlos can be kind of a pushy fella, but he makes me fly. He gets me to go outside and fly, and then I always feel better when I do.
Oh yeah. Tomas said we had 33 people here a few minutes ago. That's a
Wow.
brand new record. That's a brand
Hey,
new record
that's
for
good.
any of my live streams. The most I had ever had previously for one brief shining instant the other night was 32 people. So thank you.
Must be all those
Thank you.
people we invited to the chat, right, Ed?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's great. Well, it's nice to have people fronting for you out there. And
Well, that I
Sure.
always do.
Speaking of,
I
we were
front for ya.
talking about Rat earlier, and here he is.
Yep.
Rat.
Rat.
oh, Rat FPV, what's up? What's up, humans?
That's the way he always starts.
I'll let you know when I find some, okay? But I think we're doing okay. How you doing? How you doing? We got there we go. We got monkeys here. I don't know. there you go. Now I have added the fourth monkey to the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't smell so good back there, does it?
Yeah.
Well, you got
that one over
monkey
there.
number 2 right here.
And AZ says, I'm sure they all came in for Ed.
Thanks will always be monkey 1. I mean,
Oh yeah. That monkey has become a celebrity in his own right now.
Yep.
It's really kind of funny. Okay, just watch you. There you go, Rat.
I did a lot
Now-
of crashing for you today, Adrian.
Okay, keep talking, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, so while Miss Daisy is gone, let's talk about
Yada, yada,
Yeah,
yada.
there we go. Go
What did you
take a
say?
nap, Ed.
He's about an hour and a half away.
351. Welcome.
Nice shirt. I like that shirt. Man, you guys in the shirts, I'm going to have to go shopping.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to get one of those. Spank is sitting on his head. Yep.
Fly me a beer up here, Mitch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the 33 is there.
All right.
cool.
And another Hawaiian shirt.
Oh,
All
there we
right.
go. We-
I seen Art in a Hawaiian shirt, and I had to come in here.
No, that's
I'm
not
sorry.
telling you,
Hawaiian. That's
man.
more like ninja.
You know what? First, I know you've been wearing them a long time, but I think I kind of started. I always wear one, and I
I'll
have
bet.
been for ever since I started live streaming. I try
live-
to
Yeah, you're in the
These-
area for them, man.
yeah, but I always wore them. That's all.
Yeah.
That's how I dress. It's either that or a t-shirt, and then you came along, and you're a devotee of
The Hawaiian
the
shirt.
Tom Selleck look, and and now we got Art, and even BMAC Brian BMAC Ariels had actually said
I
one night,
seen
he
him
said-
in one. Yeah,
Yeah, he said. In fact, one of his live stream was come in a Hawaiian shirt. So
hmm
I said, wow, this might really be a trend. So now we got to get the T-shirt crew of Carlos and
I put a shirt
Ed.
on last I'm a nice collared shirt for you.
You did, and you look marvelous. You look marvelous.
Marvelous.
You look
Billy
marvelous.
Crystal.
You
Who's
look
that?
marvelous.
Crystal, right?
You look
Billy Crystal?
marvelous.
In soap?
Yeah,
Wasn't
Billy
he the
Crystal.
one that-
Fernando.
Yeah.
It's better to look good than to feel good.
Then to feel good.
Billy Crystal. I remember that
Yeah.
character. Absolutely.
Yeah, Fernando.
The one I liked out of that whole thing was some guy that went like this. I'm disappeared, like I'm gone. I forget what it was. Do you remember
who
that?
the guy is in the bottom left? Who's the guy in the bottom left?
Ron.
I'm lost.
He wants to
Oh,
know who the new
I'm sorry.
guest is.
I'm Ron.
Oh, the new guest. That's Ron from 3X Drone.
Yeah, 3X drones.
You know, I don't put the names up because I think they just get in the way. But
No, I agree with that, but
I
mean,
can
you
stick names.
think
I can
before.
stick names on top of everybody.
There you go.
I just think
And
that
Ed's
maybe
got
I-
all kind of stuff going on his screen too. You know,
Yep.
he's got
Well, you know,
banners
Ed-
and all kind of
yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah,
Up to
and
34,
if we
above
make
and
if we
beyond
make
drones
it
has joined us.
all right. Hey,
34,
Jim, good to see
new
you
record.
back. If I make it wider, you can see you can see in Ed's deal the actual stuff he has on the side, and he's got
Yeah.
drone days up there. He's got back from the sky. There's one
Night
missing
train on the
there,
bottom.
Ed, that-
Yeah, where's
Night train,
where's
but there's an important one that's just
where's
not
Walter?
there.
I don't see the picture of Walter, Ed. What happened?
Walter,
You're
yeah.
more up to your name should come up for pretty
No.
quick, Mitch, because
I'm talking about the logos on the side there.
the logos we'll only have room for so many.
I know.
Ah.
It shows you where I come in on your list of who's important or not. But no problem, man. Don't
But
worry
you
about it.
are on what I call the left, Mitch.
Anyway, that's enough for the names, so we'll turn them off. so
Sorry,
it's
I
not
didn't
covered.
introduce
Wait a
myself.
minute.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know
okay.
why I didn't do this
Yeah,
before.
look at that. 30. We had 34. Now we're down to 30. Man, it's just all over the place. People are coming and going.
Yeah, I've never gotten that many up. I won't
Well,
say the word.
I look at guys like, it's amazing. I look at guys like Bardwell. You know, he does 2 streams a week. He does a Sunday and a Monday, 2-hour ask him technical questions. When I tuned in yesterday, he had 750
Wow.
people watching. Okay,
That's
now
insane.
even Heron never gets
Stop trying to make
750.
me
No.
feel bad, Mitch.
750. Then Steven Crowder. You know who Steven Crowder
Yep.
is?
Louder
Where'd Ed
with
go?
Crowder.
Yep, Steven Crowder does a live stream, and he gets tens of thousands of viewers.
You know,
watching
the other
live at
day,
any given time.
I just was in the mood. I couldn't fly my drone, so I was playing some video games. All right, I just brought the video games. So you know what? I'll just stream it. Let's see what happens. I had a couple of people come in, 4 or 5 people, you know, whatever, come in and say hi. You know, there are people who stream video games and get 50,000 viewers while they're streaming.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
And they got
While they're
millions
playing a
subs.
video game. It's
Yeah,
insane.
Well, they're mostly, you know, we don't get the young kids. That's that anything that appeals to the teenagers or the younger kids
Yeah.
is gonna, you know, they spend a hell of a lot more time
I haven't played video games
at
in
this.
probably 2 years. I just brought it up. I'm like, you know what? I'll pop
Which
up
game?
OBS.
Which game?
and
Which game?
Halo 3. I was just going through the
Okay.
Halo 3 concert, the campaign.
I don't
Right.
even
was
know what that. I don't
actually-
even know what that is.
That right there is the original Halo game that I put on my shelf. So it's
Right.
that game. Can't see it, and that's actually the original Xbox sitting up there too. If you can actually see it.
Is
I don't
that
know
the
if you
white
can see it.
one? Is it a white
No,
one?
that is the original Xbox.
Oh,
That
the
is
Xbox.
The
Oh,
Xbox
I have
Xbox.
one of those. I
Yes,
have one.
that's what that is right there. And I just kind of threw it up because it's so old, and you know.
They don't support
I
you
just-
I
anymore.
got an.
But I actually played on PC, and
Mm.
yeah, I had a couple people come in, say hi, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's insane that 50,000
Yeah, and they're
people
making
will
money.
watch.
Think of the money they're making on YouTube.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's incredible. It's
It's
Yeah.
ludicrous money. It is.
I got.
It's
I
ludicrous
still
money.
have the original PlayStation.
Oh,
first
okay. Yeah, I
one.
had
Yeah,
I
I
had
had
one
one
of
of
them
those.
too.
And I didn't buy it, but interestingly enough, I didn't buy it to play games on it. I bought it because I wanted something that would play Blu-ray
Mm.
DVDs,
Oh, so you're yeah, okay.
and that was one of the first devices that actually had a Blu-ray player in it.
Absolutely, it was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So and that's it. And it's still sitting in my stack with my over my stereo, and hasn't been plugged in, and God knows if it'll even boot up anymore. I'm sure there's been 5,000 software updates to it, but I never could get into that stuff.
I was a Modern Warfare 3 guy. I love the.
I love Modern
shoot-up
Warfare
game.
3. Oh God!
Until they started cheating, then you had Invisible guys, Invincible, and they ruined the
Modern
game.
Warfare has always had its fair share of cheaters.
That's what I've heard.
I was probably the most prolific noob tuber you will ever meet. Like I used that grenade launcher. It was a grenade launcher. Everybody hated it, but I got so good with that thing, people hated me.
All right, guys, we're here to talk about drones tonight.
Okay, let's talk about drones.
I don't want to get off into video games. Anyway,
we're in video games. All bad.
You guys all saw this last week, and I just wanted to show you real quick. And there was one thing I wanted to do that I hadn't done, and that is I got all these pieces and parts here are for that build I'm going to do.
Right.
And I'll do a live build. I'm not going to do it on StreamYard. I want to do it in right out of OBS because I don't have the hours on StreamYard. I use them up too fast. I can't do a 3-4 hour stream. So I'm going to do it in OBS and bring 1 or 2 people in by Skype. So
3-time drones just came in, by the way.
Who did?
3X drones.
Yeah, that's me.
That's Ron in the panel.
Well, it's about time you got around to putting something in the chat.
Cranky prick.
Give him hell, Ed. So at any rate, all right, this is not the typical live fly stream. Keep it family friendly on this one, guys. We allow shit, damn, that kind of stuff, but let's keep it to that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I want to see. I'm curious because this is the only thing I didn't know. These things are the shrouds, and these are the props. So
AKA
it
props.
would be really nice if the props actually fit into the shrouds. Don't you think?
Now, do you have
with
the
great
shroud of turret?
With great dexterity, I'm not dignifying that. I will open the props and
Good night, Adrian Mateo. They fit.
They fit. So perfect.
Good.
That's great. Yeah.
Good to
cool.
go.
I was wondering about that. So that's solved. So I got the props. I actually got 2, although the likelihood of breaking these for $2 and change for a set of props, I figure I may as well order those. I have a GPS module for it here. I have one of those buzzers with the battery that I put on everything, the Lost Quad Finders.
B-Fly. While you're doing that, Thomas Ariel.
This is the JHE. It's the one that I use. I really like this one.
Thomas
Yes,
Ariel
what'd you
says
say?
the prop should be as close as possible to the ducks.
Yeah, I know that, and these aren't. But we'll
Okay.
see. We'll see how it flies before I start worrying about getting props that are a little bigger and shaving them down or whatever. So I think that whether you get any kind of effect from the whether you get any kind of effect or whether these things are just acting as prop guards, we'll see. We'll see. But he's right. He's right. What are you laughing at? Oh, somebody is in the green room.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look who's here.
Who's here?
Mr. Ken Herron is here.
Hey!
Hey, you guys.
Wait,
How
who's
you
Ken
doing?
Herron? Who's that?
Oh, come on.
That's me.
I can't see him.
All right. Well, hang on a second. Hang on, guys. Let me get this back. There we go. How you
Hi.
doing, Ken?
I've seen that face before. Hello, Ken.
I'm good. How are you guys doing? What are you talking about?
Well, we were in the middle of talking about a Cinewhoop that I'm going to build here on a live build video, and just showing off some of the parts, trying to
Okay.
get some of these renegades that I've got on the panel here to actually behave themselves.
Oh, yeah, they look like a rough bunch.
I've been quiet.
Yeah.
I haven't said anything.
So Ken, I don't know if you know anybody. That's Ed, Love My Drones over on the bottom right, and Ron at 3X Drones in the center.
Love you, Ken.
Hello.
Carlos up in the upper right-hand corner is Back from the Sky. Some little guy that's sitting up there in the middle that just seems to show up everywhere, and I can't just, I can't keep him out.
We call
Mark,
him
how you
herpes
doing,
'cause he's
man?
all over the place.
I'm doing good. I got my Mavic Air 2 in the air today.
Okay, how's your car?
Yeah.
It's totaled.
It's totaled. Oh, they totaled
Yeah.
it? Ah.
Are
Yep.
you
So,
gonna be able to get another one?
well, I'm waiting for the settlement to see what I've got, and then I could go shopping for a car.
Did you when you had your accident? Did you fall out of the car holding your neck, saying "lawyer, lawyer, lawyer"?
No, actually, I ran out saying, "I'm not happy."
Oh, okay.
It
I
was
got
kind
you.
of your fault, right?
If he
Was
hits
it your
from
fault?
behind, of course it is. Anytime
Yeah,
you hit
I rear-ended
Never admit
somebody.
fault, but
Oh, okay.
it's
I got a little a fender bender once back in the 90s, and it wasn't a bad accident at all. But I fell out of the car with my legs still in the car. I was on the ground like convulsing. I got $17,000 from their insurance company.
Oh, cool.
It was
you get
awesome.
one-
You just have
Did
to
you
play
get-
act a little bit.
Oh,
Did you get one of
well,
those TV
I got out
lawyers?
of the car and I was just throwing the F-bomb all over the place because I was just ticked off and you got that adrenaline rush and it's like,
Yeah, that's I mean,
Adrenaline
do
rush.
you have a dash cam, or are you going to get a dash cam?
oh yeah, that's one of the things I wish I would have had.
A11.
And
Yeah,
I
you,
saw
you just
your-
did
your
that thing about that
you had
today. Yeah.
on one of
Yeah.
your videos about the
I have
dash
a
cam,
dash
and
cam.
that's a pretty reasonable price.
Which
there
one
for
is
that
it,
one
Ken
for
Heron?
80.
Which one did you get?
It's the King's. Heck, I don't know. King. I don't know what it is. It's the King something or other D2, but it's $80, and it has
Yeah.
a front and rear camera on it. So
Oh,
I got one. It's
Oh,
called
cool.
the A118C, and it hides right behind the rear view mirror. You barely see it. It's maybe the size of a door chock. 1080p, really nice.
it's called King Slim. That's what it's King Slim. But yeah, it's always good to have another
A
camera
witness.
facing inside too, so
Yeah.
you can show.
Mhm.
But anyway,
But anyway, I was
so-
thinking, Ken, with that little accident game that you played, probably why I'm paying more car insurance now.
so I have you to thank.
Oh,
and I
your
thank
fault.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you for the useless crap I bought in the 90s with that money.
hey, I'll tell you what, some lady bumped me in the back. It literally just knocked a little rust off my bumper, and I'm like, just give me a number. The woman gave me $600. Like literally, I got out and like, are you okay? Whatever,
Yeah.
It was just completely like a nick. And I'm like, look, you tell me. I let her insurance tell me what she wanted to pay me, and like she's like, how about $600? I'm like, yeah, okay. It was like
Wow.
for like
Yeah,
a nick.
You don't
nick.
know.
Yeah,
I
but
got $600 for it.
You know what that's going to do to her insurance if she reports that
Right.
for the next 4 years?
Well, no, but
So
the only
that
thing is, the
$600
only
is cheaper.
reason I wanted to let her go, like I wanted to just say, hey, forget about it. But a cop was driving by at the time. Like he's seen it. So he pulls over and he stops and he's like, what happened? I'm like, she bumped me. I'm like, okay. And he was like, well, we got to fill this out. And I'm giving her a ticket and this, that, and the other. And the insurance company calls me. I'm like, look, here's a picture of it. Like, you tell me what you want to give me. And she's like, how's $600? I'm like, sure, I'll buy a drone with that.
I bet she didn't have insurance. That's probably what it
Oh, it
was.
was a Mercedes.
baby.
I bet she did. But
So
it
Ken,
was her insurance
Ken.
company just saying.
Good night, Aggie RC.
Okay.
Ken,
Yes, sir. Yes.
have you ever got the feeling in your own show you can't get a word in edgewise?
Never.
Not in Mitch's show. That's impossible.
I feel terrible now. See, Mitch, you made me feel bad.
So
Wait. That
you're
is so far from
building
the
a
truth.
whoop. You're building a whoop,
Hold
right?
on, come on, guys. This is a drone show. This is this is my life, Ken. This is my life right
He
here.
started it. He started the whole thing.
This is my life here. Yeah, I want to. I got jealous. You got that cinema. I watched you fly in that green Cinewhoop of yours. I said,
I love
I have
that
all
thing.
this other crap, and I don't have a Cinewhoop, and I should probably build one. So I got this but I wanted to build a cheap one, so I went ahead and got this Cinewoop frame for $32, and it comes with the ducts and it comes with the comes with the frame, and I was just sitting there going to go show the guys a big box of parts that I got. I got the motors for it. I got a CADX Vista to put in it.
Okay. I was going to ask you what controller and ESCs are you using, because I recently found out that if you have onboard ESCs in your controller, that's no good, especially for whoops. For some reason, I blew out so many ESCs, so I'm going to try to use externally ESCs.
Really?
If I can from now on.
Well, I've got the iFlight stack, and I've got that in a couple of different quads that I can rip like crazy. They're pretty robust, and it's not an expensive stack, but it's a full size. It's not one of the 20 by 20s. It's a full 30 by 30 stack, like you'd put in a 5 or a 7-inch quad. So I'm going to put the iFlight. They call it a Success, SUCCEX.
Yeah,
it's their name. And
I had that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
and I'm going to start with that. I'm going to put that in, and I've got some little iFlight Zing motors. Those iFlight Zing motors, I've got them in a lot of quads. They're terrific.
Is it
Very
6S
smooth.
or 4S?
It's going to be a 4S quad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to fly 4S.
I did something pretty unique with my iFlight Bumblebee today.
Oh,
And
do tell.
I'm editing right now, but I taped it to the roof of my car and then used the goggles video to drive the car.
Oh, oh my God.
And how much was your bail, Mr. Heron?
No, I had a close call, but it's so weird. It was like driving in Grand Theft Auto, where you have that view that it's like the hood of the car. It was so weird. It took me about 10 minutes to get used to it.
That's amazing. I can't even imagine doing something like that.
Yeah, it was an interesting thing. We had the Mavic Mini parked in the air, filming us from the down, and then we got too far. Cause my partner Kelly was in the passenger seat, watching the road, and not road. We were in a closed area, but he was also controlling the Mini. We got too far away from the Mini, and the signal lost, and it started to auto land. And rather than take the goggles off and rush over there, I just rushed over there, still wearing the goggles. And he's in the car. I'm going like 30. He's like, "Oh my God, dude!"
Oh, that's funny. Ed said he had to go. Yeah, good to see you, Ed. Thanks for coming in.
Something I said is my breath.
No,
your breath.
Ed's had a very busy day.
Okay. All right.
These guys, Carlos up there is a real whoop. His thing is whoops. He flies whoops, and he's pretty good at it. But that's the main thrust of his stuff. Well, he does a live stream. He and Ed started this live stream where they've got these analog receivers that hook into the computer, and they can actually broadcast SkyDroid. And this is what Greg at Osby Drone is doing with his live, Fly Live.
Yeah.
And I went on his one of his first streams and did one of those live flies from in my house, flying around inside my house, but broadcasting live through this SkyDroid receiver. It plugs into the USB port of your computer. The computer sees it as a video capture device, and then you can use it in OBS or Wirecrash or whatever you want, and bring it right in and send it out. So these guys started this thing, a little live fly get together for drones, and now there's about half a dozen different guys that come in, and they alternate flying live FPV flights.
From the Netherlands, from England, from Australia, Florida.
Yeah, from
New
all over
York,
the world.
all over
And,
the
and
world,
it's
flying.
and Carlos today, Ed started this stream.
I
And
did
Carlos
my first
today,
live stream, Ken Heron.
he did his first live stream today because he was he took over from Ed, so Ed could do the flying and he could be the producer. So
Just
his
relax.
first live stream, the two of those guys just got done a 4-hour live stream, and then along comes my show, and here I am. So
That's it.
oh, hey Ken, there you are. Damn.
I know.
Let there be let there be light.
Crappy lighting. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I thought you had darkened your hair earlier. I didn't realize you were so old. No, I'm okay.
When is the next 24-hour live stream?
The next.
No, no 20.
Dude, that was so great. I
We
probably
just had
watched
fun.
multiple hours of that while I was at work. Like I work from home, so I had you on like the whole thing. So
Oh my gosh.
when's the next 24-hour live stream?
That'd be the 12th of Neverary.
Yeah, really. It's a lot of work.
That's so great because not only did I watch it when you started it, I got to watch where you ended it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, hey, it's Mel.
That was
Hello,
the
Ken.
neighborhood.
Hello,
What's up, Mel?
everybody.
Hey, Mel.
you never know who's going to stop by here, Ken. In my
Yeah.
If you
obscure
need
little
room,
channel.
if you need room, let me know, Mitch. I'll bow
No,
out.
we're
Just
fine,
so you know.
Carlos. We got
Okay.
it. We got it.
So you know.
We got it.
But that
Hi.
live stream, the worst part for me was I was sitting on a leather chair. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this thing that some truckers get. It's called swamp butt.
Swamp ass. Yeah.
Yeah,
Truckers
And,
don't
right.
get it.
I had a bad case of that. Mel, what's new with you, man?
How you doing? Hey, I got the ice. Thank you very much.
All right.
Lutzad said goodnight to you, Mr. Mitch. Just letting you know.
Oh, good night, Lutzat. Thanks for coming in,
I
buddy.
said I got the eyes. Thank you very much.
Oh, the eyes. I thought
I
you
thought he
said
said
ice.
ice. That's
I
what
thought you
Yeah, I
said
thought I said
ice.
ice too.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad you got the eyeballs. Excellent.
And I'm flying some more FPV now too. I flew the Tinyhawk all day today, and then
And lost the video.
and then
feed to prove
destroyed
it.
the video off the.
Did you
SD
check your
card.
recycle bin, Mel?
No footage.
Yes.
There's no footage.
Yeah,
It
It
never
should be in your.
happened,
If you deleted it by accident, it should still be in your recycle bin.
I'm gonna try. I didn't delete it. I hit cut
Henry.
and paste.
Oh, Henry.
Right, but when you cut it that way, it's the same as a delete, and it puts it in the recycle bin.
Oh, look at that. You
My
muffin.
recycle bin on my PC
Yeah.
is set to empty. It
Wow.
doesn't hold anything.
Okay, there you go. Then you lost it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Oh,
no
well.
big deal. I'll just have to go fly again.
You'll have to do
Well,
it again.
there you go.
You'll have to do it again.
Hi, Henry.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Henry.
See
Yeah.
that?
So-
Okay. I dropped the phone. I dropped it.
So, what'd you have, Ken, Thursday night? Your security pillow with you, or what?
My thunder shirt. You know what that is? You know what a thunder shirt is? That's
But I
where
seen
you-
you leaning on a pillow. I thought you
Is
had.
It's-
that where you put the holds a gun?
No, a thunder shirt is a product that is sold like for dogs that are scared of thunder and fireworks. You put that on and it's supposed to
Oh yeah, yeah.
evade their anxiety a little bit. It's like a
It's like
like a
giving
hug.
them a warm
Like a
hug.
hug.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. But anyway, so I'm about to cook my dinner, but I just want to stop by because I know I've been promising Mitch that I would. And
Well, good to see
No.
you. Good to see
yeah,
you.
you too. Now, do you do? This is probably a dumb question, but you do build videos on your channel?
I
Occasionally.
do. I do it. In fact, I'm going to do a live stream build pretty soon. I'm going to do a live stream build where I build the whole whoop. I just basically start with the frame. Sometimes these things take 3-4 hours or more, but it's really cool for people that want to learn because I start with everything, including mounting, screwing the motors in, building the frame, soldering the wires to the flight controller, hooking all the receivers up, and putting in this case, the DJI, going into beta flight, starting at the beginning, setting up everything, and explaining why, testing
even
it,
tells
the whole
you-
9 yards.
Who invented beta flight throughout the?
Huh.
No.
Nah,
Well, the reason why I ask is because I'm not afraid to admit that the weakest link for me in the whole FPV chain is the building of particularly on the flight controller. Like where all the mechanically I can get everything going, but as far as like what wire goes where, And
I
then
understand.
beta flight stuff, just the
Yeah.
initial beta flight stuff, I can change rates and expo and things like that. But just initially, I still need help with that. So I might
Well,
be stopping by. When
Well,
you're
that'd be
streaming.
great. That's why I thought you might enjoy. Why I invited you to come or at least watch this Sunday night thing that we do, because you and I started this FPV stuff about the same time, about a year and a half ago. You know, you have probably flown. You do things flying that I don't do. But I've always been a building workshop kind of a person, so I kind of take more heavily to the technical side. And I wanted to do this show, this Sunday night thing, to help people who are just getting into this. Even though I'm not a Joshua Bardwell by any means, I do know enough to help beginners get stuff to work. So I thought that this might, you might enjoy this, and that's why I invited you.
Yeah, that's why FPV appeals to so many people in such a wide range of things. From building to the technical stuff to flying. And that's why it's such a great.
I love the flying
hobby.
part.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
I think everybody likes that part, but
That's the best.
I'm going to Ken, I'm going to maiden this thing tomorrow.
Oh wow. Okay.
And this is FPV as well, with a flight controller, iNav, and all the automated return to home and loiterers and waypoint following. And
Wow.
so, and I'm an RC guy for 50 years. Flying airplanes, model airplanes has been my hobby all my life, and so I enjoy this aspect of the hobby too. So
yeah, I flew fixed wing for the first time a couple months ago.
I saw
and
that video.
I was very surprised how well I took to it. Of course, I didn't take off or land, but I think I could do that as well. But I was able to keep it in the
You
air.
scare
and
the
not-
crap out of me too, no doubt. Yeah.
The plane you
Yeah.
were flying had stabilized mode though.
Yes, but he took it out of stabilized mode, and I did a loop-de-loop.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
Well,
I think flying an FPV drone in acro will give you a pretty good idea of the physics and the reason why you need to be so diligent with the controls on a fixed wing or any aircraft that doesn't have any kind of GPS or auto correction. Because once you're flying full acro for a little bit, initially it's like the scariest thing ever. But then you're like,
You get it.
okay. Like today I was flying, and it was magic, because every time I
just
fly, I
get it.
get a little bit better. And I got so carried away. Wasn't looking at the voltage, killed the battery, just killed it.
oh God.
I tested it afterwards, 1%, and all the cells were dead. But
Yeah. Yeah, you got to. That's the one thing about these lipos. Undercharging them under heavy load is deadly for them.
yeah,
Generally,
and
they'll
I
puff-
flew it to
they'll
the
puff
point
up.
where I was 10 feet off the ground. It just fell out of the sky, and I was like,
Yeah.
"What happened?" Oh, I've been having too much fun. That's what happened.
It is addictive, isn't it, Ken? It is.
Oh, so addictive.
It's incredibly. I'm retired. Every morning, the last 7 days, I was out flying. Every morning, I managed to get out. The weather, as long as the weather's not crazy, you have to fly. It's
And every time I'm flying and I see kids looking, they're always amazed. Yeah, adults, everybody that sees how these things fly are amazed by it and like, I want to do that. Well, it does take an investment of not just money but time in order to get that muscle memory and to learn how to do it.
Do you bring an extra set of goggles when you go out, Ken? To share the experience?
I only have one set of digital goggles. Although I did today, I'm giving away a set of goggles, a DJI set from Ready Set Drone at Minefield, and I did
really?
use those. It was the first time I used audience mode with the digital today, filming with Kelly. But usually, yes, I will bring an extra pair of analog goggles for the.
Or at least something so you can share the experience. This way you can let people see what you're doing.
Absolutely, and
That's what I
and
try to do. I always have an extra set.
I try to do that whenever there's kids around, because you can really
or even adults.
interest in it.
Adults,
Yeah.
police. I have had it with the police. I put them on them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
NYPD,
and they put
just
handcuffs
recently.
on him. It was a nice
Yeah.
swap.
Fair
That's
trade.
nice
Right?
trade, yeah.
Yeah, I actually have, Ken. I got 2 sets of the DJI goggles just so I can share the flying with other people. Back when they had these tremendous deals on them, you know, where you could get them real cheap. I ended up just getting an extra set of goggles.
Yeah, I should probably do that, but
Well, you don't need to do that, but
you don't need to. But half the stuff you do for FPV is something you don't need to do.
yeah,
By the way, I'm doing a project with Fly High FPV where we're going to completely waterproof a quad and fly it during a thunderstorm and
Ooh.
fly it underwater. Did you know that you could do that? You can fly an FPV drone underwater.
Really?
No.
I know you can waterproof all the electronics, but it'd be interesting to see how they waterproof the windings and all the.
So you're telling me
the
this drone
motors.
will go underwater and come back out and take off again?
Yes,
It won't go
just
too
regular
low, though.
motors.
Yeah.
Just most regular motors will work underwater.
No kidding. That's
Yeah.
going to be a fascinating video. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the ESCs are under load, of course, because you're under the water and all these other kind of considerations.
I'm waiting for the video when you're flying in a thunderstorm and all of a sudden you see this big flash in the video. And then
That's what I want.
Go,
That's what I want.
That's what he's looking for.
Now, if I don't get the big flash from the lightning, will you show up with an overcoat and just kind of?
He's only
No.
he's only 5 foot tall, Ken, so it'd just be a little flash.
Zing!
And,
Oh yeah.
I'm
I'll tell you
trying.
this. I live on the coast of Lake Erie, and I will literally sacrifice my drone if I can get a water spout out there. I will send a drone out to that water spout with a screen record going to get as close as I possibly can to that thing. If it sends the drone into the lake, fine. If I have a screen record, I'm telling you, that's what I want living on Lake Erie. I want a water spout, and I want it I want 10 feet from it.
Wow,
That would be awesome.
I'm
That'd be a viral
willing to
video for sure.
sacrifice a Phantom 4 if I have to get out there and get that water spout. They're out all the time. They're
You'll
just
be yawing
impossible to
around that thing. That'd be
catch. As long as I got a screen, that's what I want to do. I live on the coast of Lake Erie, and that's what I want with my drone is a water spout, and closer than anybody's ever gotten to one.
Nope.
Have you seen a water spout before?
Yes, I have, and from far away. Like I've seen one way out there. I mean, they get out there, but I've seen it from far away. And there's videos on YouTube where people have got pretty close to them with their boat. I want aerial footage, drone shots of a water spout, one way or another.
Yeah, get a GoPro on board there, so if you do find it, you get it all in 4K.
Something, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I will tell you right before I go, I did see a tornado in person.
Really? Oh,
And I
I'd
lived
love
in-
to see a tornado. I've never seen one.
Lincoln, Nebraska. I lived
Yep.
in Lincoln, Nebraska. I was working at a radio station in 1996. And this thing, I was about leaving work. I opened the door, and less than half a mile away, there it was. I mean, cows. It was life changing to see that.
Sure,
lightning
and
bolt.
I'd be the guy that everybody's going underground. I want to go see it. I want to see it. I want to film it. I want to get until
we
it
got
starts
guys like you
forcing
in
me.
Florida.
Yeah, I do. I would be the one to go out there and go look at it. Yeah.
We have guys
No
like
doubt.
you in Florida, Ron. These are the guys that when the hurricanes are right off the coast, they're out there with their
Chasers.
surfboards.
Oh,
They're
those guys.
out there surfing, and the police won't even go out there to arrest them. It's so dangerous.
You know,
so they're
the
out there
tornado
surfing.
thing, though, it's just what I want to see. I would be the one to be outside wanting to see this thing till the very last minute.
And I didn't have anything to film. There was no cell phones back there. It's
Yeah.
just in my memory. But anyway,
Wow.
I'm gonna go try to eat something and then play with Henry for a little bit.
All right.
And,
I'm
thanks for having me on the
practicing.
stream, you
Ken
guys.
Heron, I put a link. on the
I'm
chat.
I'm
I
planning
expect
on
you to
coming.
subscribe
I'm
to
leaving
my
work
channel.
Friday to drive over
And-
there,
Thank you.
and
Ken,
I'm,
thanks for coming in.
I'm gonna
Nice to
try.
see you
I'm
in,
gonna be trying to be ready
person.
for this.
Uh-oh.
Are you coming to the minefield?
Yeah, I'm gonna drive over Friday night.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
So I'll be there Saturday morning.
Do you know that wasn't expecting that many people, but all of the hotel and motel rooms in the area are booked. So
Wow.
God,
It's going to be
happen.
it's going to be
That-
crazy, Ken. How are you going to control the frequencies and
Yeah.
the goggle feeds, and how do you have a system set up for that where people have to register and check in
'Cause they're-
before they turn on? You know,
Yeah,
the
you usually
radio?
Yeah, I
have
have
a
no
whiteboard.
idea.
On
You have a
analog, there's
whiteboard
only
on the
what, 8
field.
channels?
But I have a guy who has volunteered to be the frequency police.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
At the
At
flight
any
field I
event
go
like
to,
that,
they have a
you got to
whiteboard.
have that.
They have a whiteboard
You-
that they usually put the flyer in this channel, flyer in this channel, flyer in this channel.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
that's how I've seen
Wow.
it done.
Maybe I used AMA technique or whatever.
We
Yeah,
used
you
to
probably
use, remember the clothespins,
frequency-
Mitch? We
clothespins, yeah.
yeah.
But you know,
I'll go buy
it's
some
very.
clothespins.
It could get.
all those
it could
FPV
get,
kids will be like, "What?" They wouldn't even know what clothespins are.
I don't know what clothespins are.
Anyway, all right, you guys. I'll
All
see you
right,
later.
Ken, thanks for
care,
coming.
Dan.
I'd like to see another
All right,
subscription.
take care.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Let-
Bye.
Bye.
Later, Ken.
Round of applause for Ken. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate you coming in. That was
Oh, you know what? It's
that was
almost
terrific.
10 o'clock. I didn't realize. Whoa.
And Mel, we got all the stars coming in here tonight.
That was,
Yeah, I wish I could
That
go
was
to
cool
that thing,
to-
Mel.
I got finished up everything I was doing, and I thought, oh, I'm going to go pop into Mitch's for a minute, and I pop up the screen, and there's Ken here, and I'm like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Well, he's been telling me he was going to come in, and he's missed it every time, and
Yep.
that was nice to see him. Good,
Yeah.
good. It's nice to see that
The big
people
cheese
are
is coming.
gravitating to the FPV hobby the way they are, away from so it's just not
Yeah,
all
I mean,
Mavic
he's really
3s
really
and
putting the
that
effort into it too. I mean, he's
He's
trying
Yeah,
to
he
help
is.
out.
Yeah.
No
He's
doubt.
hooked like I'm hooked. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You get so hooked in this. It's unbelievable.
It's gonna be a
Once
lot
you
of
get to a
GPS.
certain point, as soon as you get to a point where you feel like you're driving the thing and you're not just reacting to it, the whole thing opens up to you. And instead of worrying about am I going to crash? Am I going to crash? You don't. You just stop thinking that way. You go out and you just enjoy the hell out of the flying. And
There's going to be a lot of dusty GPS drones if all these guys get into the FPV.
Trust me, it's something I want to do, and like you said, I right now I'm just more scared of it than anything. That I don't have the patience or the time, or if I crash it, or I got to rebuild it. I'm going to build more than I'm flying. I have like one place around here that I could probably fly, other than over Lake Erie, which you'd crash it in Lake Erie, you'd lost it. There's no walk of shame there, but I have there's so many trees around here, and
start with the tiny.
Mel,
group.
what
You
Mel
start
was,
with the
yeah,
tiny.
you have
group.
that.
Yep.
Right? What Mel just was showing, that's the one. But you don't get
Yeah.
that one. You get the newer version. No offense, Mel. But yeah, if you
Tiny
get the
Hawk.
newer
Well,
version, it's a better camera. It's,
I'm old, Carlos. I need old drones.
no,
Yes.
it's just you had that for less.
But you
It's
start
much
with
better.
something
I
like
literally
that, you
just
fly
want
it-
to buy a kit with that little tiny whoop there,
Yeah.
with the goggles and the
Well,
controller
That's what,
and the
that's what
drone.
Drone Bum is doing.
Yeah,
And
for
right
about
just
now.
$120.
Try
yeah.
it out.
No.
Beta.
It's more.
Hold on a sec, guys. Beta
Yeah.
FPV came out with a starter kit for $129, which
Oh, that's not bad.
may be a better deal or a better bet than the Tinyhawk kit.
Is
And-
it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice job.
and I watched a couple of videos of guys who know what they're talking about and saying which one is
Right.
the better one. The goggles on the Beta FPV are better. The transmitter is better because it actually runs an OpenTX compatible firmware, and the drone I think is Betaflight too. So go look at those videos that compare the Beta FPV starter kit with the EMAX and make up your minds. But it's $129, and that's the kind of thing that it works right out of the box. You don't have to set up. Everything is set up. Everything is bound. The switches all do what they're supposed to. You just throw the battery in there and try. And if you enjoy that, you're going to crash. You're going to climb under the couch to get it. Art will tell you it's going to be frustrating. stick
Oh, I
with
can
it.
tell you a lot
And
about.
as soon as you start flying that thing and you're wearing those goggles, you're either going to get hooked or you're going to say, eh. And if you
No.
say, yeah, you got $129 invested, so sell it or give it away
Yeah.
to somebody
No,
who might
yeah.
want it.
I mean,
And
that's
then,
There you go.
yeah, that's what I would do.
3 times,
And-
or Ron, get extra
Yes.
batteries and extra propellers if you decide to get it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's going to happen. It's just only a matter of time.
And here's
It's just-
here's the last
trust
thing,
me.
Mitch. The DVR. Is there a DVR in the beta or no?
Yes, yeah, there is.
Oh, really? Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
The last thing
Oh,
I'm going to tell you
okay.
is you have an SD card. Always record your flights, because if you crash, you can refer to your video and
Sure.
find your
You
drone.
always want to look
Find
like
it.
what the hell you did wrong. Yeah.
No, not what you
No,
did
it's
wrong.
like-
you want
you
to
can
find your drone
drone.
Find your drum.
after you
Because
Yeah,
you're wearing
absolutely.
goggles, so you
No,
don't see
I'm
where
not
it
kidding.
went.
I'm not
Yeah,
kidding.
You
I've
gotta look
actually
back
had
at
to
your
do that.
video. Yeah, and you say, okay, there's the tree, there's the house, and there's the tree next to it, and I flew to the right of that
Yeah,
tree, and then I
there's no
turned
finding
right
my
and crashed
drone
into
on
high
those little
grass.
things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And something that I'd like to give you, Ron, as advice is
Sure.
when you move into the bigger quads, the 5
Mhm.
inches, the 7, the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
When you crash those, it's a little more expensive, and there's a lot more parts.
hmm
And when you destroy one of those, it's not a problem because there's an easy solution for that too. It just lives in a bag from now on.
Yeah. Yeah, and it becomes spare parts, right?
Yeah, well, that's a story. That's a story that that we won't revisit, Mel. Well, guys, it's time. I hate to chase you all away, and I hate to close the stream down. 28 people, man. I had the best attendance.
That's cool.
Oh, are
Best
you getting ready to
attendance
stop?
tonight. Well, I have to, because I have one stream. I have enough hours left for my next stream, and my thing doesn't renew itself, so I have to be careful. So we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it a night, and it was a great night. I don't know how much technical stuff we talked about, but we all had a good time.
It doesn't always have to be technical. It just has
Thank
to
you,
be
guys.
fun.
It can be
Yeah.
fun too, Mitch.
Absolutely.
yes.
Fun is
So
good.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the email, and I'm
All
gonna
right,
click
thanks.
out, and I'll let
Thanks
everybody
for
else
coming
click
in.
out.
Thanks for coming in.
Bye,
All
Mel.
right, Mel.
Okay,
Take
take
care,
care,
Ron.
Mel.
Mitch, I'm next. Ron.
Carlos.
Art, more flying, Art. That's all I
Yeah,
want to say.
More flying
do
for
some
you,
more
Art.
flying. Take
All
care,
right,
Thanks,
Carlos. Good
Thanks
I
for
hope
coming
you
in,
weren't
buddy.
too disruptive and you had fun with us.
Well, of course you were, but that's part of your charm. So thank you.
I really
Thank
don't
you,
try
guys.
to. I really try to behave.
Thank you,
Anyway,
guys.
I got
I
your back.
appreciate
Bye.
it. Thanks for coming in. And who's next out?
I'll go out next.
All
It's
right.
always a pleasure.
Ron,
Mitch.
always good to see you, man.
Always.
Keep
Thank
those
you
shirts.
for-
Keep
Mitch.
those shirts. Keep those shirts coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Good deal.
Telling you, man. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
All
Take
right,
it
we
easy,
will,
guys.
We will see you.
All
See
right,
you the
take
next
care,
time.
Ron.
And Arthur,
Well,
what can I say? Other than
Yep. Yeah. All right. Good night, Mitch.
Hey,
and
Art,
have
take
a
care,
great
man.
evening. Catch
Oh,
you
Ken
next time.
Herron. Ken Herron, $5 super chat. Thank you so
Woohoo!
much, Ken.
There you
Appreciate
go.
it. Appreciate it. Boom, he says. That's
All
very
right.
nice of you. Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. All right, Art. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next time. And let me turn off my stupid names on there. Anyway, thanks, guys. We had a nice evening. I'd like to thank everybody that came into the panel and helped me out. We had Ed, Love My Drones, and Carlos, and Ron from 3X Drones. And we had Mel and Art Carlson, and last but not least, Mr. Ken Herron. And appreciate it, Ken. Thanks for coming in. Enjoyed the company. It is a little hectic in here. Sometimes I have a hard time getting a word in edgewise with these guys. And I do like to talk technical stuff, and I try to steer this thing back to the technical side and maybe some technical questions. But somehow this just kind of takes a direction of its own. So I enjoy it and just kind of flow with it. But thanks everybody for coming in the chat. Mike B, the Drone Ranger, thank you. And there was Mel Yowie, P51 from Australia. Thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you. Jim, Above and Beyond Drones, and good to see you. We have Agent K. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Pete Nunez, my new friend from the local flying field. Oh, Fuzzy, come back. Come focus on me. There you go. Pete, I'll be out in the morning. Tomas O'Sullivan from Ireland, thank you for coming in, my friend. Mike at Night Train, good to see you. Who else is still here? Agent K might be. Minnesota Paul, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you. Jerry Cavalry. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks for coming into the stream. Good to see you. And Bill from Coast to Coast Drones. Always glad to see you come in here. And Joe Blaylock was here. And I think Ludsat 1 was here. I think that's about as far back as I'm going to. Bob, Drone Days, good to see you, my friend. Aggie from England was here. That's great. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for coming in. I'm going to give me a little traveling music here. I like that. This is the kind of music you like when you're old. And I will announce that live build stream with a post in YouTube and let you all know when I'm going to do that. That'll be a long one, but we'll see if we can't go from start to finish and build a drone. And if not before, I'll see you all next Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for coming in. Now I'm going to turn it over to my trusty sidekick, Spank, the monkey, and let him say goodnight. Spanky, say goodnight to the people.